Hello everyone, welcome out to Wood League All-Stars. I am your host, Christopher Disciple Allen. Now let's get started. We've got a show for you today. For those of you who aren't familiar, Wood League All-Stars is a series where we hop into the low levels of bronze and catch some ranked games. And although it may seem a little mean-spirited to make fun of these people, just know that I am awfully myself, one of the worst players that I know. And this is a way for me to finally laugh at other people, since so many of my videos and streams are about me laughing at myself. People have fun with it, and pretty much everyone who is casted requests to be casted. Today we are spectating Benefici, who did email me and say that he wanted to be a part of this. And so props to him. He is currently in Bronze 4, and let's hope that he can climb his way out. It may not be too difficult, since he is playing this game against the support Twisted Fate. And honestly, when I saw the exhaust with Twisted Fate, I thought he was just going to go mid, and we were going to see a support Galio, and I thought I was going to get to make fun of that, but no. We've got so much more in store. The other oddity I noticed before the game started is that Varus' teleport. Not heal, not barrier, not... And those are honestly, I feel like the two... Cleanse, heal, barrier, cleanse are the ones you can take as ADC. I never really expect teleport to be, even an option, but... To Christopher... Christopher? I should know that name because it's pretty close to mine. That almost makes it harder to read. Anything's possible with Christopher. So early on, in the bottom lane, we're going to expect to potentially see one of these sides hit level 2 quickly, and use that to their advantage. That's pretty much one of the biggest swings in the game at the moment, I feel, is that if one duo lane can hit level 2 and just play up aggressively, deny a lot of farm, they can get a huge gold and experience advantage and potentially make the enemies even back very early on. So I kind of like to focus here early, and you'll see right now Christopher and Benefici both level 1, and really have to be careful here. The gold card comes through, and Shy Guy X isn't able to get in for too much damage, but still, look at the health differential between these two players. Shy Guy X gonna look in for some damage, but actually gets stunned, and there is the Q from Varus. The stun from Twisted Fate to keep him in his place, and he is exhausted. It looks like both teams are gonna be able to back off here. Bard on very, very low health, but unfortunately, it looks like blue team lost a bit of that advantage that they did get so early. It looked like it might have been a nice touch for Jinx to go and step onto that Bard, into the Bard shrine to deny that health, but it did put her in a spot to get stunned. So unfortunately, was the wrong call. Right now, we can actually see Kindred going to take her mark in the enemy jungle, and that's really smart of her to skip her own blue buff and go and tank that, since Malphite's a very, very slow jungler, and there's a pretty good chance that she would be able to get there and take that before him, or even if they were there at the same time, that she could fight him early, because Kindred's a very powerful champion early on, even due to her recent nerfs, against someone like Malphite, who just would really do no damage. So a pretty on-point decision. He won't have those Raptors now, and he'll probably just end up going straight to red. Taking a look up in the top lane, King Huggy, in what's probably not a great lane. I feel like Alawi can build tanky enough that Pantheon can't kill her flat out, and that if she gets into a little bit of sustained combat, she will actually be able to come out ahead. So unless Pantheon can come in with some really sweet combos, potentially with a gank to burst her down, I feel like, and Alawi doesn't have that much to worry about. Alawi has a lot of innate tankiness from being able to build basically straight health, and also getting that heal back on the Q and on the tentacles from that ult. I'm wondering who we can make fun of yet, because so far things have gone pretty standard. Right now there's a little bit of a gold advantage over the blue team, but right now it looks like we may have a little bit of a rumble in the jungle as Brightblade is looking to take down that Scuttle Crab. The flash comes in from Malphite, and the Q away, the flash directly into the wall, but she turns around anyway and grabs the first blood. There has the grasp of the Undying to get the health back from the Malphite. I feel like Malphite could have taken that so easily if he had just stuck onto the Kindred, but actually the Fail Flash turned out to be the right call, because it made Malphite back off, but it didn't put her so far away that she couldn't turn around for the kill. That was expected. If we're gonna keep it real here. Kindred has now picked up that. Interesting actually to see Kindred started with the Hunter's Talisman as opposed to the machete. Considering Kindred is an auto attack based champion in the jungle and should probably be taking attack speed runes, in which case I feel like Machete would probably be better. But you know what? I'm really not expecting these people to theory craft to the best of their abilities. Dr. Luigi flashes away. The knight is down. Let's see if Pantheon can flash in. There's the Q for the guaranteed crit and the kill for King Huggy. That incessant poke from Pantheon can be enough to just drive anyone out, especially if they can't land their sustain. We could see that Alawi ran out of health potions and may not have been able to land that Q as much as hoped. So King Huggy does grab that kill. Is quite a bit down on farm, so that was definitely necessary to keep him in this lane. Jägerbomb seems to be doing alright against this Galio. I feel like Galio is one of the stronger champions against a Malzahar, though, so that might have been a counterpick in this case, since Galio can really just throw the shield on himself to negate all of the damage from Malzahar E. And even though Galio is a super mana-intensive champion, and that's one of his biggest weaknesses, that's also one of Malzahar's biggest weaknesses, so they can kind of cancel each other out in this circumstance. Usually we see a lot more kills this early on in the game, but if I were you guys, I would not worry one little bit, because I think we could definitely see some crazy stuff happening. Right now we have Christopher moving in, but he does get caught onto a trap immediately. He is playing a little bit aggressively, which I like to see. And actually, wait just a minute, I need to look at the minimap more, not just in-game, but here in the cast. Because we have a bit of a dive here with Bard going down. Now Jägerbomb is caught out in the middle of 4 enemy champions. And he is going to fall down as well. Manafishy, what were you doing, man? I come in here talking you up about how awesome it was you reached out to me. And then you die under turret. Oh, King Huggy is there with the very easy kill onto Twisted Fate. But Malphite goes down in the river, and now let's see if King Huggy can hold his own. Here he does have Christopher there in the bush, but it looks like he's not going to be able to make his stand anytime soon, as they do just seem to fall back. King Huggy does have a bit of damage right now after having picked up that Tiamat. He can put out some bursts with the active, and why does Guy Fuki go in so far? He has the ultimate, but he is taken down. When you do taunt people in, they still auto-attack you. You do take reduced damage from them, but taking the guaranteed crit from Pantheon as well as those auto-attacks from Varus, not exactly what I would recommend. Kindred coming in here for the counter jungle. Unfortunately not getting the camp that she had marked, the wolf, since Malphite did grab those ones. Don't know why I just pinged there. I guess I primed it earlier. But let's see if Kindred can survive this, or actually if she turns it around. But there is a Malphite there. Malphite does not have his ult yet, seeing as he's only level 4. But the Pantheon comes in with the stun and the Q. Just need one more Q. She does it on the Lamb's Respite, but runs out of the range before getting the heal. Probably couldn't have survived that anyway, but, you know. You have 3 kills, you might as well go back. Can't say I blame her. No, I definitely can. I can't say that was a silly thing to do, Kindred. Oh, a teleport is coming in. Why are you teleporting? He sees all of his teammates and he's like, I should be there too. Typically, teleport should be used at this stage in the game for covering a lane that needs it. Like the top lane that's getting pushed into the inner, as opposed to the bottom lane that has your entire team in it. They could take Dragon, seeing as Alawi is up top and they don't have vision of Kindred, but they do know that she was just killed. I feel like this would probably be an ideal time to do it, but instead they're going to turret dive onto Galio. King Huggy taking some massive damage, but the turret is not going to take him down, and it looks like they're going to continue on through. Malphite grabbing the kill, still not level 6 yet, but is able to grab maybe a little bit of experience to bring him closer. They will not attempt to go for the dragon, and he's dead. Oh, the Bard ult comes through, but there's no mana on the Bard. Let's see if he can still land the Q. Huge damage onto Kindred. Kindred is so low. The flash in from Varus, and he auto-attacks a minion, but he's still going... No, he gets out with functionally no health. I'm going to do the instant replay there. Let's see this from Varus's perspective. Christopher flashes in, turns, hits the minion, they throw the exhaust, he takes 1 turret shot, 2 turret shots, he goes down to 5 HP and survives. Christopher, you do my name proud. Nope. Well, it's that time again for Pantheon to get another kill. He's currently 5-0-2. And although the Kindred on the other team is getting some nice kills for herself, if you're putting your kills onto a Kindred or onto a Pantheon, I feel like if it comes down to a 1v1, Pantheon will just absolutely destroy Kindred. And so if one of your Fed members can be demolished by the other, then your team might be in a pretty rough spot. They've also got a Malphite who, although he's had a pretty awful game so far, you know he's Malphite. You can play Malphite terribly and still land a good ult and win the game. And that might be what he's looking to do here. Bard comes in for the sweet assist mid lane. Guy Fuki just Fuki'd up. And he's going to be back at his base. Think about what he's done for 15 more seconds. He is building the Abyssal Scepter first, so he is itemizing against his laning opponent. It's also nice that the magic damage jungler will do a little bit less to him as well. But ultimately, things are not looking too hot for that mid laner. Brightblade X grabbing another kill. The ult from Varus misses entirely, and now he's in a bad spot. He turns around for the piercing... No, piercing light is Lucian's ability, of course. Is his piercing arrow? Something like that. As Jinx takes down Bard with the ultimate. Oh man, that was juicy. Oh, that's the kind of thing I like to see. So, although Lowy does not have a very appealing score, she has been able to farm up quite a bit, actually the most of the entire game. 75 farm in 12 minutes. Compare that to some of the other lanes, like the Varus' 36. That's actually looking pretty good. Congratulations, Tentacle Lady. We have so far lost 2 turrets here for the red side. Blue team has done a good job of pushing through. Say there was that time, space of maybe 90 seconds, where there were 5 members of the red team down bot. Turret dive and doing all sorts of things, teleporting. And the fact that we didn't see a turret come out of that is a little embarrassing, gotta say. Right now, even though there is a kill advantage over to the red team, because of those turrets and because of the farm differentials, we're actually seeing a gold difference of around 2,000 across the board, which is pretty big here. Once we come out in that mid game, you know, those are the tipping points on some items. And when we hit those power spikes and the teams start fighting with those upgraded items, oh, the ult comes out from Malzahar, but a quick gold card from Twisted Fate is going to nullify that. The damage from Varus does come across, and they do pick up the Kindred, who did not use the ultimate. Was not expecting that burst damage to come through. Bard takes a magical journey, potentially into his death. The ultimate from Galio is going to be enough to take him out and potentially clean up Malzahar, who does flash away. Now, with 2 members of the blue team caught out from that fight, it looks like red side gets the win. They only lost Bard after all of that, surprisingly enough. A really nice flank there from Pantheon and friends, as they might now look to take their first turret of the game here in the middle lane. Let's see if they have what it takes. One build choice I just wanted to draw your attention to is Kindred in the jungle. Oh no. Oh dear. Hey, look, she's gonna be fine. Just need to blow that flash. So Kindred bought Devourer. And some people might think, oh, hey, Devour is awesome on a champion with a 3-hit passive. And that would be very, very true for melee champions. But for ranged champions, the Devour gives you a 5th hit on every 4th auto attack instead of a 3rd hit on every 2nd auto attack. Which means that if Kindred hits 4 times, she'll get 5 on hits. Which is absolutely garbage for a 3-hit passive, since you have to attack 3 times to even get it. Across the board, Warrior is a much, much, much stronger enchantment for her because there are a lot more early game strength, and it scales well with her abilities, and it just doesn't suck on her like Devourer does. And so that is a build that I would like to disagree with. Looking at Twisted Fate, he has picked up that Eye of the Watcher. He is now on a Mana Crystal, probably going to go into a Sheen. Maybe going to get that Lich Bane to get some damage on this support. He's actually not doing as poorly as I would have thought. Not sure how I like Twisted Fate support though, since his passive is absolutely atrocious unless you're like going down bot with a Relic Shield, since his passive gives him that bonus gold on last hits. Not something you want to support. The Dragon, actually one of the first good attempts of teamwork and his open collaboration we've seen here from these members to be able to actually group together and take a map objective. But with this turret potentially going down next, let's see. Oh, the Q does not do any damage, but they do grab that turret, which does even up the turrets and put them ahead in gold, with the red team leading by 600. Varus is looking pretty strong right now, but with that build, not exactly sure what direction he's headed in. Looks like he has most of the items for an Essence Reaver, and that's actually what he's going to pick up now, but with that recurve bow, does make me question what he's looking to pick up next. Could be Blade of the Ruined King, potentially. Maybe a Runan's Hurricane. But I don't know that those items are necessarily what I'd expect to see on a Varus. I expect to see a pretty typical attack damage, crit attack speed build. Not necessarily an on-hit one, since he does do a lot of damage with those abilities as well. So the red team was spotted out here in the jungle from the Twisted Fate Destiny, but it looks like they're actually going to still have the upper hand here as King Huggy jumps in. Gaifuki does get a nice ult off, but it's not enough damage. Venefici tanking so much from the red buff, but they do actually take it and Galio as well. The flash in from Pantheon to find Jinx. As they grab 2 kills in the jungle and move in onto that middle lane, they should be able to take this turret without any contest. Up in the top lane, Malphite moving on to Alawi, and he takes the tentacle exactly where he didn't want it, and goes down, giving Alawi her first kill of the game. This mid lane turn's actually going on pretty quick. There's a lot of AD coming out of these 2 fed members of the team, and that's pretty dangerous here. The ult comes around onto Kindred, but he does have to flee with that flash. Now King Huggy not going to touch the shrine there for the movement speed and health, but it looks like he might not need it. Lamb's Respite actually comes down from Kindred, probably unnecessary, but does make sure she doesn't die to any, fade away damage, I suppose, from the enemy team. Looking at builds, I can say I'm feeling Malawi's build. I like her build a lot. I like Galio's as well. Pantheon's is fine. I'm gonna question Malphite right about now. Camera 2, sorry about that. So it looks like he went for the Cinderhulk first, which I think is fine, because Tank Malphite is good. But if you're building Tank Malphite, then why do you have a needlessly large rod? The items it needs to charge builds into Luden's Echo, Rabatid's Death Cap, Rylai's Crystal Scepter, and no, there's one more that's eluding me at the moment. But I'm sure you guys can see that none of those are particularly tanky. Rylai's would be particularly bad on Malphite because his Q slows already and his ult is a knockup, so he doesn't really gain a lot of crowd control from that. But while I'm talking about all this build stuff, it looks like Red Team's actually kind of dominating here. Dr. Luigi actually going to turn things around on the Pantheon because she realizes she can fight this one out, but isn't going to be able to catch up to him. Let's see if, the sneaky Alawi just hanging out outside of the bush can actually find something here. Malzahar is walking into the wrong jungle. He is getting close out on Galio, throws down the E for the speed boost, and let's see if he can land the Q. He sends it way too far, but it looks like it's not going to matter as the E comes out. No, they missed it! The ult from Varus is there, but if you stumble enough, you can still complete a marathon. It's just a matter of how much time it takes. And it looks like Galio stumbled into a kill there. However, he and his compatriot Alawi were taken down in the end. I need to remember to switch over to my trackball. I feel like that'll work a lot better than using the mouse here, because that can be a little tricky for controlling the camera. When you guys see in the LCS with those observers, man, they have all this fancy technology to make sure the camera's all smooth and shit. I don't have any of that. I just do this on my computer, guys. Bear with me, but I did order a trackball mouse. I do want to try it out with that smooth, ball flowing through my hand. Anyway, I was saying 8 kills up on the red team, which is looking to be pretty dominating here. Let's see if they can come out of this bush and accomplish anything. King Huggy jumps onto Guy Fuki. He's going in for the ultimate, but he's taking so much damage. He deals a lot in return, though, and does fall, but not before getting that revenge onto Pantheon. And now, with 3 members of the red team going down here, it looks like they might have gone a little bit too far in. Our support Twisted Fate comes up here, stuns the minion, and takes the Space Aids to the face. Looks like he may not do a great job of defending this turret. Oh, he walks into the Malzahar Q now. Malzahar knows if he gets a single E or R onto his opponent that he should be able to grab that kill. Twisted Fate realizes this as well, falls back, and loses the turret. Nice ult from Bard to make sure that his turret can still be taken by, like, all the things that weren't stunned by his ult. If you're in that situation, honestly, just throwing the ult on your own turret can be good enough because it won't take any damage. Let's see, Pantheon did ult in here. Unfortunately, doesn't have a lot of speed to catch up to Kindred, it seems. Kindred doing the old lamb walk away from here, but there is Varus come in with the huge damage, even with the Runan's Hurricane, which should be decreasing his single target damage. It looks like he has got a lot to dish out, especially against the very, very, very squishy Kindred. Would love to see her go for something a little bit meatier, potentially like a Sterix Gauge. Let's look at the bot lane, where we did actually see Alawi ult and is doing massive damage onto Pantheon. She's going to continue on, and they should be able to take out Malphite next. It looks like they might have let Alawi free farm a little bit too much in the top lane. And, get to that nice Titanic Hydra spike, but she is doing some massive damage now. They have the chance to take this dragon, and it looks like there's not much that's going to stop them. But with Jinx and Alawi together, should make short work of this. This will be the first dragon there for the blue team to give them that nice percentage increase to damage and ability power. The second dragon right now is in a bit of an interesting spot. If you guys don't know, it was recently changed to add a burn effect to your damage on turrets. And the fourth dragon, of course, now gives you reduced damage against turrets, so it does let you dive a little bit easier, especially come late game. Right now, both teams are looking at 1, which is probably the most impactful before you reach the 5th one, in terms of individual dragons. Things are starting to look very, very even, though, when it comes to gold. However, I can't help but feel like the red team is just so far ahead. I look at the massive damage they can dish out so quickly, even if they aren't coordinated, if they're just in these little brawls. Unless it's Alawi being able to take on a few people in these skirmishes and really dish out all their damage, then the burst damage that comes out from Varus and that comes out from Pantheon is going to be too much. Look at the catches that come out of Malzahar, and now the flash from Malphite, the ult from Malphite. He didn't actually flash there at all. The ult does miss. However, it looks like they still should be able to clean up this fight. The turret is going down quickly. There's only 2 members left to defend, and one of them has absolutely no health. Twisted Fate. I don't even know if he was involved in that fight, but he is sure looking low. 5 members of the red team left alive. Some of them are ping and Baron, some of them are run and bot. And it kind of looks like a chicken with no head on anymore, but they're gonna weakly flap their way over to the Baron. And this is now Kindred's mark, and so hey, they get to take that away from her too. That's the whole point, right? You take away the Kindred mark, that makes it worth it. Baron at this point in the game can really lock it out for you if you're able to get that buff and push in as a group. But of course, instead of doing that, they're just going to lose their Malzahar to a random kill and then leave. So yeah. Alright, Alawi up here in the top lane. Beneficius kind of stopped over the wall to throw the Q over and didn't go to immediately stop her, but I'm not sure they could have done much to stop her, as Malphite forced to flash away after coming in for what looks like a meager attempt at defense. Dr. Luigi pushing it heavily in the top lane, but the team not really in a position to do much with it. They can't really push out bot or mid. It looks like they're doing what they can to push up mid, but they just don't have the minions there, especially having to push against the inhibitor minions. But Alawi goes absolutely hard, and the 1v4 takes 1 kill, almost grabs Malphite as well. And, you know, props to her for taking up that split pushing role. Let's just hope the team can do some, you know, reasonable work while that's happening. Because, so far, it doesn't look to be the case. I want to see some more outlandish builds, you know? Like, I feel like, you know, these builds are kind of funny, but, like, we could get a lot better. Looks like our jungle tank Malphite going for the very, very expensive Zonya's Hourglass next. Don't know how much I love that build. I think it's amazing on an AP Malphite, but I don't think that a jungle Malphite with 50 CS is going to have nearly the gold to build an appropriate AP Malphite build. Pantheon picking up the Black Cleaver, not only going to help out its own damage, but that of his very, very, very fed ally Varus. Which should be a really nice combo with both of their nice AoE physical damage against a team that's not really building that much armor. Aside from Malawi, no one's got any bonus armor on them at all. And that is exactly what Pantheon likes to see. And it also looks like they should be able to fight the enemy team without Malawi present at all. And so all of these things coming together to, you know, make a very happy Pantheon. Let's see if they can make a big play off of one of these picks that they've been able to find so well. If they're able to move in and take another inhibitor, that might be the game for them. Look at that huge Bard ultimate. The Q comes across and the immediate kill onto Kindred without being able to use her ultimate. Pantheon did ult into the back lines, and although he's taking huge damage in the Galio ult, he is able to escape from there. They do take out Galio and potentially Kindred right after. Malzahar moving in. Let's see if he can find anything. Looks like he's just going to throw down the aids and walk away. The ult from Jinx comes through, but it is not able to connect on the Pantheon. And now they might be looking to close out the game. I don't know if they have the health bars or the minions to do it. They're relying on Malzahar's Voidlings at the moment. Unfortunately, Malzahar's Voidlings don't provide the MR and armor reduction on turrets that minions do. And so they weren't able to do much damage to this at all. What they should have done is move to a side lane and push that through, or gone to claim Baron. Instead, they're going to give up whatever advantage they might have gotten from those kills, and retreat back and take some jungle creeps. So this game might last a little bit longer than it needs to, but I still feel like the red team has got this in the bag. Although the gold is even, although the turrets are even, they just feel so much stronger at the moment. All of their kills are exactly where they need to be, and they just have so many kills. Alright, well the ult comes in from Twisted Fate, and although he is forced to back off from low health, it looks like they are able to find Malphite. The magical journey should take Bard to safety, but actually, no. Galio and Jinx are going to follow him through. I think Jinx might have gone a little bit too far. Pantheon should be able to fight them both. Bard lands the stun onto Jinx, and that is one kill for them, but let's see if we can make it two. Galio flashes over the wall, but the Bard ult is there to find him. Does stop the damage from the Heartseeker Strike. But Pantheon still able to find the kill, the double kill there in the allied jungle, and his 16th of the game. Hope you guys are keeping a good eye on that. 16th kill from Pantheon. We've got 12 coming in from Varus, and overall, what looks like a a bronze game. Let's call it a bronze game. I love water. Delicious. Varus coming in for the dragon, and although they're pretty much completely blind except for a single ward on the other side of this, they can take this pretty much safely and freely. They are going to be able to take that down before Kindred even gets close. She has no idea their team is doing it, and she does end up giving it up in the end. That is the second dragon here, so they do have that nice burn onto turrets. But now we see the catch onto Galio. He throws down the ult, but gets stopped immediately. I think that was the Bard Q potentially stopping that one. But a nice interrupt nonetheless. Galio goes down to follow his Alawi. There's the ZZ Rot portal coming in from the support Bard. And other sentences, I wasn't expecting to say today. So that's That's some sort of special. They're now going to look to potentially take out this inhibitor, but their team kind of split up. Bard decided that after throwing down the ZZ Rot portal in another lane, his best use was going to be split pushing top lane, and Malzahar went ahead back. And so, wait, where did Pantheon jump to? I thought he was jumping to another side lane to split push, but instead he has gone in hard, but the Lamb's Respite is able to keep him from claiming a single kill, and after that is up, he does fall. Maybe slightly aggressive there from the Pantheon, but the Tempered Fate does catch out a single member here. They spot that ZZ Rot portal, and they take it down. No, I don't love that placement there. I think putting the ZZ Rot portal in a lane where there's less action so much more useful, because if you place it, say, in bottom lane or in top lane, and then you go mid as a team, then their team is forced to move away from mid to respond to it. You can then use that opportunity to take the inhibitor mid, or take something like, Baron or Dragon on the other side of the map. In this case, though, I still feel like Red Team might have it if they can just keep getting these free picks like this one, as Malzahar throws down the ultimate, and there's an auto attack, but no! Galio can heal from him, he flashes in, and he can't get the... No, he gets the Eon at the very end! And Galio goes down just after Malzahar falls as well. It started off slow, but damn is it good. Varus now picking up the Mercurial Scimitar. Does a pretty good job of removing a few key CCs. If he gets stunned by the Twisted Fate or taunted by the Galio, he will be able to get out of those ones. Also, I believe it removes the debuff from the Alawi clone, essentially, that she pulls out from you. And that could actually be really important in a fight. Right now, though, honestly, there are so many team fights and skirmishes, I'm not even sure if I can cast them anymore. You guys are seeing them do damage. You guys are seeing the fights happen. I don't know that I can add a lot to them. Malphite's probably going to press his R. Varus is probably going to just do some bullshit left-clicking and grab a bunch of kills, because he's just got a lot of damage. Pantheon grabs a stun onto Galio, but actually can't put that much damage through. Galio's got an interesting build here, especially the one where he chose to go 2-14. With his score. But let's see actually if he can pull off a huge ult. There is the massive damage onto Malphite and Pantheon, but it's not enough. The Hourglass from Malphite. Saving him there. Absolutely saving him there. Ooh, Kindred has marked Pantheon. That seems like a bit of a challenge, because I think Pantheon would welcome that, I feel like Pantheon might say, come at me, bro. And I think he could win that one, seeing as he's 18-4 with an actually really good build. If you compare it to the enemy Kindred, who... Kindred... Honey, look. Look, I wanted you to succeed, alright? As much as you want to see yourself succeed, I want to see you succeed, alright, Kindred? Alright. Fuck what happened to Malzahar. Kindred, I'm talking to you right now, honey. Alright, look. I know you want to be edgy with your build, alright? I know you want to do you, alright? You want to express yourself through your items so you can get your Sated Devourer and your huge attack speed Kindred jungle build, and you can go for your Last Whisper shit. But when you give me 2 Last Whisper items, do you know how inefficient that is? Why do you need Mortal Reminder? Their team doesn't even heal at all. They don't have any self-healing except for a little bit of lifesteal in the enemy AD carry. Really? Did you need that? Oh. You're wasting 45% bonus armor penetration. That's a unique passive. That doesn't stack. You got 40 attack damage. You spent almost 3,000 gold on 40 attack damage. That's what you got from this item, alright? Lord Dominant Disregards, I'm not going to say it's good, it's not, but it's better than this shit. Oh, there is the QSS out of Kindred to then immediately die after because, surprise, surprise, she is a legitimately terrible build. Oh, the teleport comes in, and the stun from Pantheon finds him. Heartseeker Strike and the suppression from Malzahar are going to be enough to keep him down, and now Pantheon pegging away at this Baron, taking a little bit of area of effect damage. He does not have any sustain, but it looks like they should be able to take this. Malphite, being the one tanking it up, seems to be doing an okay job of this. They jump right onto the Galio. He does come through with the ult, and he grabs the double kill onto Malphite and Pantheon, stopping this Baron attempt. Let's see who's tanking Baron in this case, though. It looks to be Malzahar, but Gaifuki finds that third kill and comes out. Did stop the Baron attempt. And man, that was a sweet play. Look at that. Before that play, he was 2-16. I'm not making this up. Like, I hope you guys are looking at the same thing I am, alright? This guy was 2-16. But he made that play and he's 5-16. Like, 5-16 maybe he just had a bad game. Like, it's not 2-16. So, props to you. Props to you for bringing it back, Mr. Galio. Whew. These games are getting long, like I ran out of water in my cup. Hopefully I won't have to oh no. Oh Kindred. Oh honey. Oh no. You almost died to the Baron 37 minutes into the game. This build is just so bad. Oh. Gotta say, I dig Pantheon's build. The Dead Man's Plate, really good on Pantheon because it gives you a little bit of extra burst. Not only does it give you the movement speed to get in for your, for your shield bash, for the Aegis of Zionia, I think is what it's called, something like that. But it does give you that slow and the bonus damage on that first auto attack, which is really nice for your combo. There is the suppression from Malzahar to lock up that kill. Looks like Galio is going to be soon to follow the 21st kill of the game for this Pantheon, and the 80th kill of the game overall. That's just the world we live in these days. Right now, Red Team not exactly sure how they're going to use their newfound advantage. Are they going to head mid and take an inhibitor? Are they going to stay top and try and cut through these Baroned out minions? I don't know that that's their best bet, since these minions are pretty difficult for them to get through with all of their magic damage based wave clear. Jinx, not going to be enough to defend against 5 members of the enemy team under the turret. Surprise, surprise. And that is 3 members down, potentially 4 if they do manage to catch up at Alawi, but she's actually built pretty smartly. Has been able to get some nice tankiness and will be able to survive a little bit of aggression coming out of there. For all the kills that Pantheon has, he still doesn't have full build. And I feel like part of that's because he only has 156 CS in a 40-minute game. However, he is looking to complete his full build soon, and there is a point where he does fall off a little bit compared to maybe another top laner, even like Alawi. They're both in a big team fight. There gets to be a point where Alawi just survives so much longer that she can put out more damage. So Pantheon should really, really look to use this period of strength he has to end the game. Flash? Because why not? Flash from Bard, flash from Malphite. Oh, Malphite goes back in with the ultimate, and although he is going to go down to the Galio, looks like they are able to find the kill onto Kindred. There's the ult from Galio, and it is going to be enough to bring down Pantheon. One of the strongest members here of the red team. They still do have Varus alive, though, and he is pegging away with the triple kill on Twisted Fate. Let's see if he can move in. Oh, I wanted him to go for the Quadra, but he wouldn't. Hey, you know what? That's a loss of respect. Oh, the ultimate across from Malzahar, but it's not enough. He flashes in for the E, and that'll be enough to claim it. That was one of the most awkward series of events that I've seen. but it resulted in a kill, so I guess it was worth it. 10, 8, and 15 on this Malzahar. And actually doing surprisingly better than I expected. Our team's spending a lot of time attacking turrets without minions around. Maybe not realizing that turrets have a huge armor buff when there's no minions around. Doesn't make it impossible to backdoor turrets, but it makes it real difficult. And with the minions finally coming in, they are able to take it down. That is their 8th turret of the game. Only 3 turrets on the enemy team remain. The bottom inhibitor and the 2 Nexus turrets. They still have all of their inhibitor turrets, including 1 inner turret. And right now the game is looking pretty good for them, but with the gold values being this high in the game, and with full builds being reached on either team, what it means is that the leads almost don't matter. The only issue here for the blue team is the fact that they do have inhibitors down. So that does require a lot of their time to keep the minions out of their base from taking down their Nexus turrets when they're not looking, when they're fighting elsewhere. And that will keep a couple members occupied. But if they do win a fight when they don't have minions in their base, they might just be able to push down a lane and end the game. They've got a Jinx who, although underfed, is still building up to her late game build. Still does have a lot of damage to plug through on towers when she gets the stacking attack speed on her Q. And, like, is it worth it to cast fights anymore? Or, like, I mean, I'll show you guys what's happening. Like, I just kind of expect it to happen at this point. Like, people died. Like, maybe they'll win the game off of it. If they do, like, congrats, power to them. But at this point, I'm just kind of expecting it to happen. Galio's only died 19 times this game. Like, who's to say we can't make it 20? Bard going for the unique build of Dead Man's Plate, Banner of Command, Zerat Portal. I will admit that Banner of Command Zerat is actually a build I really like to do when I'm behind. And, like, I know we can't win a fight. And so I'm just like, we'll just win the pushing game. No, they can win fights, but he's just like, we'll win the pushing game. And it looks like he can actually build what he wants to. Alawi coming in and, tries to get the 1v4 off, but I don't think she's going to be able to. It looks like those random kills earlier were actually enough to end the game. And that is League of Legends, folks. 2016 Wood League All-Stars. Thank you for watching. Hope you had a good time. I know I did. And we'll see you all next time. Peace.